do I have everything set up? Let me just check. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. We are here. Ooh. Here we go. We are here. So I'm on time. Woo! Progress is made. So I am on time. Progress is made. Hallelujah. Hooray, shall we say. So if you were not here, which is very possible because nobody was here last week, we established that we start each of our lessons with, with our sessions with, hang on, just, I want my hair to be cute, with some exercises, facial exercises, in order to warm up our muscles to get them to do what we want them to do. Why am I so dark? How can I make that different? Stay with me 2 minutes. I don't know how to do that. Okay, I will find out how to not be so dark, because no webcam I have is calibrated for my skin tone, which is super fun. So, yeah, let's get cracking. Maybe if I turn this, no, it's worse. Okay. So, let's start. Hang on, let me just move this microphone around. You're not going to hear me at the same. But let's start with, hang on, another idea occurred to me, that I am easier to see if I'm big. Here, there you go. No. There. Hang on, I did it wrong. And now it's a problem. Please bear with me. I am not your most technologically inclined human. So, I understand it. But technology doesn't like me, because I'm weird. Okay. So, or is it just that my laptop is dark and that's, anyway. So what we're going to start by doing is get ready to speak English. In order to get ready to speak English, your muscles need to be ready to do something. Okay? If you learned how to play piano, for example, or if you practiced a sport as a child, you know that you don't just jump in the pool and start swimming, or you don't just jump on the horse and start jumping. You don't just jump at the barre transversale and start doing points and jeter and all that stuff. You always, if you're in front of your piano, I need to stop observing my hair. In front of your piano or your guitar or your violin, you don't just get up and blah, 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 blah. No, you're supposed to warm up, okay? I studied piano for 7 years, and I pulled this muscle right here once because I was just started playing, trying to do something a little bit intense, and instead of just la 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 la, I got really serious about it, and I practiced the same piece for like 3 hours or something. And yes, this muscle right here didn't enjoy that. I used to be a housekeeper. I've done a whole bunch of jobs. If you want my life story, there'll have to be more people in order to make that happen. But oh no, this way. Okay. I was a housekeeper to pay for my schooling and all that stuff. It's worse than it was before. I shouldn't have touched it. Oh, hang on. Now I can't see shit. Please bear with me. I know nobody's there. That's why I'm being all weird about things. But I have to take this down every time, so it's not stupid piece of fluff. There we go. Hello. So I wanted to go, no, this way, like this. More. Okay. There we go. Progress is made. And then I want it to go like this. Yay! So, as I was saying, the best way to feel inadequate and to feel like you're failing is to not prepare for the activity you're going to do. Okay? So, that's why every time you start piano practice or your piano lesson, the first thing you do are chords, right? Da 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 plum, ba da 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 plum. Because if you just go into a physical activity unprepared, especially something as intense as comment ça s'appelle, as speaking a language that you don't usually speak, what can happen, and which happened to me when I was doing housekeeping work, because when you're a student you've got to eat, was that I would just march into people's homes. I exaggerate, but you know what I'm saying. I'd march into people's homes and start immediately, pshit, pshit, pshit. This finger would get stuck in this position for hours, painfully so. Like from spraying the bottles of like whatever Ajax or whatever I'm doing, my hands would stay like this for hours. If you've spoken to anybody who works in manga or anybody who draws for a living, your hands will firm up in the position they're in the most often. English is not that way, obviously. Okay, your voice is not going to stay stuck in the English way, but just to avoid fatigue and hurting yourself, we are going to practice stretching our muscles and getting them ready, especially today, because we are going to be doing quite a bit of speaking. Okay, I'm just taking a look at my notes here. I have my lesson plan ready. So let's start with something fairly easy. Put your hands where your dimples would be. Right there, in this hole right here, over your teeth. So you feel your muscle. There's the drop off of your muscle right here. And you have your 3 fingers. And you press down. Don't squish your face too much. Don't hurt yourself. If you just feel a little bit of the architecture under your skin, that's good. Don't do this. Okay, we're not doing that. And just lightly move your face in circles right here. It feels stupid. I can guarantee you that it looks stupid. I can see from the camera here. It feels stupid. It looks stupid. But it is extremely useful. Okay? So here we go. And then you turn the other way. You reverse it. Okay? Right there. You reverse it, right? Should feel a little bit warm. Also, it will keep you young, ladies. Something else we need to do is warm up this muscle around here. So the articulation muscle, if you will. The muscle that will show you, that will form letters for you, right? So make a little chicken butt, okay? Like you're going to kiss. We all have that auntie. I am that auntie and I'm very proud, okay? But that auntie who gives those big sticky kisses, be that, remember that woman in your life. Very tight chicken butt. Don't worry about wrinkles. And we're going to make circles, chicken butt circles. You ready? I lost track of the direction I was going in. But try to go in reverse now, 5 times over. You ready? Okay. There you go. So you should feel warm around here, down here, and up here, right? And that is good. If you feel warm, that's good. Now let's stretch these cheek muscles right here. So again, with the chicken butt. And you stretch as far as it will go. Don't worry about wrinkles, okay? But just as far as it will go in order to stretch these cheek muscles here. If it helps, close one eye. Okay, so we should start feeling warm in our cheeks. Now we need to wake up our lips, okay? So lips are muscles right here. That's why you can drink. If you don't have your lips, you can't drink properly. You can't like use a straw properly. So we're going to warm up our lips by doing I guess motorboat action is the proper term. I don't know. But we're going to do so it takes a minute for you to find the right place, the right level of relaxation, but try to disengage the muscles in your lips so they will flap, okay? Take in air. Make sure your teeth are not clanking together, which I did a minute ago, because the vibration is not good. Don't worry about your voice. Just make the muscles in your lips flap. Okay? Ah, my teeth were touching. Make sure your teeth don't touch, because it will vibrate into your ears. There you go. Okay? You should even feel the vibration in your nose a little bit, especially if you have a medium to large nose like me. Next muscle you need in order to speak English properly is your tongue. Okay? You need your tongue. So your tongue, we're going to try and touch our nose, touch our chin, touch one cheek, and touch the other cheek. The idea is not to touch those places.